All right, live here from St. Benedict's, getting the camera squared away here. The coach's cam and the stream cam all in one today. And moral of the story, we are live and ready to go, and off we go. St. Benedict's and Pennington in the prep final on the Play-by-Play Sports Network. Glad you could join us here for this one. Pennington, St. Benedict's prep in the maroons. As this ball comes out of bounds for a throw. St. Benedict's prep, 18-0-1. Throwing the ball in, Chow Chavez. The captain's on the squad, playing along the left flank here today. As the ball's guided forward, and Lucas Gessner, the sophomore defender for the Pennington school. A battle here at midfield, and it's received here on the near side by Israel Neto. He has it taken away. Second time the teams have played this year. It was a 1-0 win for St. Benedict's prep. Very hard-fought game back on September 25th. Ron, can you just do me a favor? Just open up the stream, make sure it sounds okay.
No fouls, belly up. No turn. Neto, drop in.
St. Benedict's with possession, working towards the 18, and an early chance. And running out of room, it'll be a 6-yard kick. It was Peter Yarrow making the run.
All right, Peter, next one, Peter. Right up here, hands down. All right. Be smart, go to work.
Trey Dusek between the pipes for the Pennington school. Check that Rafa Ponce de Leon between the pipes for Pennington. And
go ahead.
Gray Bees with Israel Neto. Working on Louis Paul. Paul wins the battle for the Red Raiders. And then slides for Mansour Diop. Diop running down the right side, and he gets the ball played through, but it was cut off. Carlo Bracco working with. One in the midfield by St. Benedict's prep. Reese Armstrong slides it forward. And taken by Louis Paul of Pennington. Again, Paul, who's been all over the place defensively, wins it. Has cut off. And Ho Jin Jung was able to start a potential attack for St. Benedict's prep. So a throw in for Chow Chavez. And it's Jiang with possession here, right behind midfield. No score. 3 minutes and 48 seconds into this one. And no chances thus far for either squad. Gravies get it out wide, and a whistle as Peter Yarrow was taken down. He was looking for a call, nothing came. So it's Babacar Niang for Pennington fighting. And now we get our first whistle, and a card's gonna come out. A red card! A red card for Babacar Niang. Immediately ejected.
Who's he giving a red card to?
22. What? I didn't see it, Jimmy. I just think he took his legs out.
You see Chad Bridges and Jimmy Wandling, the two head coaches, as Chad Bridges is trying to figure out who this card's on, and it is Niang, we believe. Niang ejected from the game, the damage done, he's out. 4 minutes into the game. They stopped the clock, by the way, so obviously our clock now is unofficial, but this is a very, very surprising development early on.
Hey, be smart now. Be smart.
So Niang gonna come out. First of all, good news is it looks like the St. Benedict's player who went down, trying to get a look at who that was, is okay. He's up. And to be honest, I didn't see much. Let's see. Let's see if we can pull back a replay of this one. All right, we got a replay here, so let's roll it. See if we can see what happens here. It's Niang with the ball. And then he loses it. And then they go down, and then a retaliation. And the two players got tangled up. I don't know. That's a tough one for a red card on the replay. It looks, I mean, at the very least, maybe a yellow. But it didn't seem blatant. Granted, we are here on the near side, all the way across the field, and the infraction happened right in front of the referee. And a little frustration there for Niang, and really not a sight you want to see, as he is very upset here on the sideline for Pennington Red Raiders. And now St. Benedict's playing a man up. And they are on the attack. They have nearly a goal. It goes just wide from from Israel Neto.
Here we go, kid. Next one. Neto, next one, pal. Head up. Keep your head up. It's there, Neto. Come on. Good. Nice and simple,
So
right?
once again, it is St. Benedict's
Straight
Prep,
up,
a
hands
man
down,
up
Reese.
here in the
Neto,
Prep A
second ball.
championship
Neto, you're fine, buddy.
with a
Head
red
up, stay
card
positive.
4 minutes into the game against Pennington. And St. Benedict's Prep, who, when it's full strength, they can possess. Maybe Pennington, with the odds even more stacked against them, and can make things work in the back. They do have the legs to be able to get up there and create scoring chances quick. The possession game certainly going to be tough to win with all the open space on the field and an extra man for St. Benedict's Prep. It's Neto who slides it, and his teammate wasn't there. This ball going to come out of bounds. And a throw here for Pennington. For Louis Paul.
If he gets hit in the head with an elbow.
Possession for Pennington right at midfield. Nice work by Osmani Guye, one of the captains on the squad. Ian Albuquerque, also a captain for the Pennington school. Chad Bridges, Sean Davies, and Ryan Stokes, the coaches. And a set piece here for Pennington. Forward. And to the corner of the 18 it goes. St. Benedict's Prep's able to clear it.
Let's go, Reese.
Coming back in as Lucas Gessner cut it off. And now played forward by Jamie Perez. Bravies win possession. And look for the switch of the field. They get it with a couple of passes. Well done by the Gravies.
Get into their half.
And now Yarrow. Peter Yarrow centers it. Got it on a foot and then off the pipe. Attempt there. Tiago Quintanilla almost with a gorgeous volley as Peter Yarrow put it right on his foot. So we are 10 minutes into this one, not including the red card time. So that took about 3 or 4 minutes.
No fouls, no turn.
Calculate that in.
Head down.
Unofficial time on your screen here in the Prep A Championship. No score. Pennington down a man. And the Red Raiders will get it deflected off of the Gray Bees. Pennington Prep Championship games on the air.
No turn, no fouls.
As the Gray Bees defend here, and the Red Raiders for an opportunity to get this cross in. It's Gouye who's doing enough to win a throw in an attacking area.
Stay inside. George, be smart. Reese, stay with. Stay with your marks in the box, Cal. Head down.
Here's a service, and the first touch for the goaltender of St. Benedict's Prex. That's George Silva. Another switch of the field for St. Benedict's. Luis Chavez plays far side. And then they're trying to spring Yarrow up the right. This ball will go in front of him and out of bounds. Beautiful work. Big storm coming through all of New Jersey yesterday. Dropping the temperatures here today significantly. The only complaint really you can have. Otherwise, blue skies. And a gorgeous day for some soccer. It is windy here as Pennington has numbers. Even down a man. Cross comes in and the chance will end off the foot of Gouye.
Open windows. Join him.
Zemi Rodriguez checked back in, one of the captains for St. Benedict's. He was the one who went down. And he is okay after being on the receiving end of the foul that turned into the red card.
Yeah, Neto, go to work.
And a potential turnover as Rodriguez gives chase. It was Quintanilla wreaking havoc, but Pennington, to their credit, works out of it.
One go to ball, one cover.
It's the Red Raiders. And a save is made on Dion. Check that Gouye, who angle shot, and Silva came out and steered it away with his paws. A couple Pennington Red Raiders checking into the game. It's Aiden Normand coming in, as well as Aiden Key.
No, because they're only leaving 2 in the midfield. Come on, Marco. 3 high, it should be 5.
Facing Carlo Broccolini and Jamie Perez. 0-0 still. Pennington a man up.
No turn, no foul.
Yeah, right there.
Marco Tranquilo, you're the 6.
No, Reese is sitting.
You got Reese sitting?
Yeah, and then
Pennington ball.
initiate. Get into their half. Get going, Nets. Keep moving.
Pennington keeping possession in the attacking third.
Let the ball do the
Very
work.
patient, which they can afford to be up a
Wait,
man.
minute.
Now it's Neto. Trying to feed Rodriguez, and it's last touched by Pennington, out
Stay
for a
over the
corner.
top of it,
Defending
Wes. Ho-Chin, stay over
was
the
number
top
12
of it.
Liam Goldstein, the sophomore defender.
Stay home.
And
Now,
out
top
to
of the box.
take the
Dion,
corner
get in
kick,
there.
Reese Armstrong, the junior midfielder for the Gray Bees. And you can hear the wind at points through our headsets as Armstrong plays towards the far post off of Jiang's head.
Here we go.
The
Here we
defender.
go. Get home.
And
Get
out of
the ball.
bounds.
Let's keep them here. Come on, Benedict.
We are right in front of,
See the ball.
well, a river here at
Protect the ball,
Riverfront Park.
Reese.
If you're
That
wondering
is
what
up.
river,
Find it.
it is the Passaic River in our back.
Straight up. Come on, Neto.
So not only is it a windy day, generally speaking, as down as a St. Benedict's prep Gray Bee right at midfield. And a little slow to get up is Marco Chavez.
They're leaving the 3 up front like normal, right? Like a 4-3-3, but they only have one big center guy in the midfield. Right? So every time matched up, and then we have 2, and then we have a man advantage. Move it! Let's get balance in the middle of the park.
More physical play as another Gray Bee hits the
One
deck.
goal, one stay. One goal, one stay.
So
Marco, you stay.
a quick
Stay,
restart as Armstrong, wow, beautiful ball. He got it to his man all the way on the far side in the form of Peter Yarrow before Pennington clears it away. And all 3 of the defenders for St. Benedict's standing in front of midfield. They're able to cheat up a man here.
No fouls there, don't let him out.
Gessner skied it into the air for the Red Raiders. And now on the volley, Ian Albuquerque.
Ball do the work.
Now Chow Chavez for St. Benedict's prep. Chow Chavez working middle. Lost it, but he's got a teammate there in Zemi Rodriguez. Rodriguez lost the ball. Diop gives chase. And Pennington wins a free kick.
Zemi, you and Marco. Reese, we need more of a balance.
0-0.
Move the ball back.
Prep A championship
Hey, ball's in.
here in the first half.
Find your matchups. Man on. Come on, Reese. Put his head down. Put his head down. No foul. Hey.
A foul against St. Benedict's. Good sportsmanship there between Israel Neto and Louis Paul. Substitute for Pennington. Coming in, Merrick Lou.
Hey, we need coverage.
Check that, Carlo Broccolini just setting to check back in. Started the game. And it's Ian Albuquerque who restarts for Pennington. Got on ahead of a Gray Bee. And now it's Quintanilla who played a trail and then went forward. Long ball intended for Peter Yarrow goes out of bounds. And now here comes the substitution as Broccolini checks back in for Aiden Keith.
Get going, Neto. Get going. Other side, quickly, with some tempo and urgency. Windows, Zemi, pop in the windows.
Peter!
This ball deflects out of bounds as Yarrow was on the run.
Benedict, straight up here.
So a restart for Ponce de Leon. Strong kick through the wind. Wind, by the way, is moving on your screen from your back to your front, across the field, from the near sideline to the far. And here comes a substitution. Tony Yibo is going to replace Peter Yarrow. This is Jong with possession, and he slides it to his fellow defender in Chao Chavez. Chao Chavez might be playing up in the midfield position as he gets forward. And Marco Chavez now with Armstrong. Now Diop for Pennington. He gives it right back. Red Raiders, unsurprisingly, having difficulty keeping possession. And a great chance as this ball is going to be squeaked just wide. Here's a look at the most recent chance. Strong work by the goaltender.
Straight up, Benedict.
Rafael de Ponce de Leon.
No fouls.
On the head of Mason Brown of St. Benedict's. Excuse me, of Marco Chavez of St. Benedict's. And now the Gray Bees falling down. They're able to get it forward, and now a whistle will come. The referee was playing advantage.
Clean it up in that box.
We're heading the other way. It's a foul against the Gray Bees.
Clean it up.
Jamie Perez coming back in for Pennington. And we await this restart. It'll be Ponce de Leon who
Pulls in.
plays it to his defender.
No turns. No turns. Marco 10.
Liam Goldstein got it forward, and now it's Gouye. As this ball deflects out of bounds, Pennington with a throw. Here comes the sub.
Loud, Preston, loud.
As Perez will check in.
Now stay with. That's how you got to stay with this.
And out comes Aiden Norman. We thank you for joining us here on the Play-by-Play Sports Network. A busy day for us. As you can probably see on our YouTube channel, 3 broadcasts at the same time. With Pennington playing in 2 of the games. Their ladies hosting the Lawrenceville School in the Prep A Championship. And the Prep B Girls Championship also on the air. As Princeton Day School faces off against Newark Academy.
Together.
Gil St. Bernard's the winners in the Prep B Boys Championship. Bad touch from Rodriguez.
Behind the ball. Transition.
And now it's Diop trying to use his body. Oh, great touch there from Diop. But then loses it. And it was Chavez.
Play with it.
And Marco Chavez, who was able to stay with him. But then won back by Pennington.
Play with us, Tony. Play with us. Middle of the park. Get there, Neto.
Stas Korzanowski started the offense and then lost in the midfield by Gouye. And the Gray Bees are on the move. It's Quintanilla looking Yaboa's way. And Ponce de Leon restarts with a roll.
Get the balance back on the weak side.
Nice little flurry here from Pennington. A bit more possession, shove in the back, and wow, they're going to keep it playing. St. Benedict's prep looked like they may have gotten away with one, and now a chance for the Gray Bees. The shot on near post, and Ponce de Leon did get a touch. He had it covered.
Come on!
Another look here. That ball might have been headed for the post regardless. And a shot will sail high.
Hey, Neto!
And well over the protective netting in back. Off the legs of Tiago Quintanilla. Here comes the substitute for Pennington. They're going to have to do a lot of this today. A lot more ground to cover. Noah Kuistra checks in, sophomore defender. And out comes the captain and Ousmane Gouye. Won by St. Benedict's. Rodriguez looking for Armstrong. Korzanowski winning it for Pennington. Here's Diop, who had a man on the near side, but he undershot him and it's intercepted. João Chavez starting the break, gets it wide. Cutting towards the middle is Neto, and João Chavez has it back. Looking for an angle to cross, he gets it through right on the doorstep, and it's deflected in the air and headed to the top of the 18. Armstrong slides it, and now Rodriguez towards the goal line, slides it across the turf, and Pennington able to get it away. Still in Grey Peas possession. It's Rodriguez. Working on Lucas Gessner. Gessner wins that battle. We are 26 minutes in. No score. Pennington down a man, but hanging tough with St. Benedict's prep. Obviously a big rivalry between these two schools. Grey Peas and Red Raiders doing battle 3 years ago when Pennington was able to defeat St. Benedict's for the first time in 26 years in this game. 26 straight Prep A titles for the Grey Peas. They went on to win it the last few years, so another run has started for St. Benedict's, and an 18-0-1 team, once again making them national contenders. But Pennington has had such a great program and track record the last 3 or 4 years under head coach Chad Bridges.
Don't let him out! Don't let him out!
And perhaps highlighted by that Prep A championship win, and what a game that was at the Pennington school. Had that for you on the Play-by-Play Sports Network. In fact, you can see all of the archived Prep A championship games on our YouTube channel. João Chavez cuts upfield. João Chavez. Got it wide. At the top of the 18. Armstrong with a touch, and then he finishes. St. Benedict's on the board.
Let's go! Let's go!
And he gets to celebrate over there on the far side with the St. Benedict's faithful. Here's a look on the replay. See, it started from the back with Gian. Grey Peas with so much space here to be able to maneuver, and then João Chavez.
Hey, Reese! Reese! Come on, let's go, big man! Let's go!
Got it wide.
Come on! Come on!
And then you can start to see Armstrong getting position inside. And a solid finish, one-on-one with the tender. So 1-0, St. Benedict's Prep has the lead.
Keep it moving.
We are 28 minutes unofficially into this first half.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Not including injury time. No scoreboard here that's being kept, so the time is on the field, and what we have on our scoreboard is unofficial. 45-minute halves. We will wait to hear from the referee before we truly determine the end of the half. Substitution for St. Benedict's. Peter Yarrow set the check back in for the Grey Bees, who lead 1-0 to goal from Reese Armstrong.
Who's next? Who wants it? Be first, be first.
Hey, sort it. Preston, you looking at it?
What's up, ref? Thiago. Good job. Tony.
All right, let me get one. Let's see. Come, this guy's coming. Yeah, got him.
Armstrong now with 8 goals on the season. He's a guy that's usually assisting for St. Benedict's Prep.
Hey, Zemi, it's all right. Just focus on your game. Don't worry about him.
Armstrong with 9 assists this season, which is second on the team behind Neto. Now the Gray Bees will have a 1-goal lead. They might play even more possession than we're used to seeing. As this ball will go out of bounds for a Gray Bee throw. And the big story, the early red card against St. Benedict's Prep. Excuse me, against Pennington.
Hey, good ball, Cal. Let's go back in. Hey, Zemi, sort it out here. Press in.
Benedict's right here, right now.
Preston, get it sorted now.
Straight up. Second ball, Zemi. Reese, second one.
Just stay engaged.
Straight up, no foul.
Let's go, boy. Let's go. Let's go.
Tony. Man on.
Cover. Just slow down.
Something happened on ours.
Right? We're up.
Yeah. Something went wrong with the head coach.
Calma, calma, calma. Hey, calma, hey. Stay.
Atrás. Coming on to your right.
Cow, in the middle.
Reese, you're doing that too early.
Hey, Neto.
Totally over.
Come here.
Ball's in. No turn, no foul.
Tony, when we're here, we need you to come across.
Reese, let's go. Reese, get in.
Ball's in. Tony, go help Tony. Get there, Neto, get there. Straight up, no foul. Nothing.
No foul.
No foul.
Step,
Stay with the
Tony.
runners. Stay with the runners. Step.
Hey, work
Behind the
back, Reese.
ball.
Tony, Neto, it's their ball.
Peter. Come on. No fouls here. Belly up. Hands down.
Hey, you got, so I don't know what happened.
Come on, Tony. Step.
Neto, step with the ball.
Neto.
Boys, with the ball.
Now we go to work. Now we go to work.
Jamal, as that's going, you've got to be going, right? You don't need to go high.
Go ahead, Neto. Go ahead, Neto. Go ahead, Neto.
Okay?
No fouls.
Hold, Tony.
Got to put the ball down, Zem. Got numbers. Move it.
Semi, take a touch and then go, right? No. Neto.
Come on, right here, first touch. Get
Wait a
over
second,
the top
wait,
of it.
wait.
Get over the top of it, Jamal.
Wait for the guy, he's off there, okay.
Get it in.
We played more short corner.
Balance. Get home, Cal.
That or long.
Use your whiff. Whiff. Here we go. Hey. Let's go find one here, Benedict. Straight up. Come on, Peter. Double team.
Hey, tuck in, Cal. Tuck in.
Okay, click live now.
Up on Peter.
Well done, Peter!
Keep it up.
Good job, Peter. Hey, keep applying yourself. Come on, Benedict. Balls in. Balls in.
They're just taking like 8 steps back.
Find the next one. Come on.
Yeah, we play in double up. And then we're leaving down. So I think our wingers can cheat a little bit.
Get Marco back in. Marco,
get back.
Marco, home.
This
18-yard marker Looked like that was Ariana Jones again, but she's okay. And instead, this will set up a kick from about 25 yards out. Believe this will be Jules Romano teeing it up from that point with 7 minutes to go.
Preston! Keep him in!
Here we go. Go to work. Marco, 10, Marco.
Right.
Second ball, Jamar. No foul.
We've gotten our best chance from just the hard, simple work.
Semi!
And again, we are having some technical issues if you are still with us. So we apologize for those issues. Romano way off from that shot, about 25 yards out, not even close to the top of the crossbar.
Semi! Stop popping the ball up. Put it down and play. In tempo. Windows. Who wants it? No way.
Tune in!
Well done, Hogan!
Let's move it.
Out the other side!
So under 6.5 minutes to play. Again, Princeton Day still controlling it inside Nork Academy territory. Here's an opportunity for them to score. A shot on goal is wide, taken by Aslan Mako. So Mako not able to convert that time. Still remains a 2.
Hey, Reese, we gotta sort this out. Is it two double pivot or is it one holding? Who's next? Who wants it? Come on, Tony.
Get in, Peter. Get in, Peter.
For Princeton Day.
Hogan, that's you right here. Hey, Reese. Hey, we're still at zeros, right? Game's next goal. You and Marco just sit here for the next 5 minutes. That's a double pivot. Hey, go ahead. Come on.
You can pass him on to Cal, and then you can
Back
squeeze,
in the wall,
right?
Benedict.
We got
Step.
number 6, so we can afford to press one.
Be smart. Head up. We move into open windows, Benedict.
Marco, stay!
Marco, stay in the hole. Right there. it ticking. Keep it ticking. Who's next? Tony, get involved. Time. Put it down.
Put it down.
Hey, don't be casual. Tempo. Stay in rhythm.
Preston. Look at Tony, Preston.
Hojin, look at Tony.
Preston. Look at Tony's chest. There's a huge gap.
Tony. Good ball. That's a corner. You heard that one here. Yeah. Corner. That's a corner, ref. Let's be smart, be secure. Stay, Cal, you can stay. Sammy, get in there. Go find it on the head. Hojin, over the top, big fella. Jamar, straight up. No fouls, Benedict. Second ball, Sammy.
Come on, boys. Come on, press. Great ball.
Go.
Yeah! Jamar! Hey, good fella! Jamar! Hey, discipline now! Hey, Jamar! Hey! Let's go! 0-0! Hey! 0-0! Preston! Play, Benedict! Preston! We got 5 left! We give nothing up this half! We got 5 left! Smart, Benedict, be smart. I'm not letting you get my head, but just saying, like, don't worry about it. Just worry about it. Hey, Jamar, there's no sound beyond this line. Focus in your game. Keep the ball up. Hey, Jamar, there's a wall here. Doesn't matter. Don't lose folks down. Let's go for it.
I'm just saying, man. Do you not agree? Like, what do you want me to do? A great game? I'm just saying. Huh?
Hey, Benedict, be smart. Hey, Sammy, discipline. Be smart. Discipline, right? Hey, keep the ball moving. We play it again. Come on. You don't listen to this nonsense. You put the ball in the back of the net like you did. Trust me, that hurts more than anything he could say to you.
Let's go, kid.
Back to work, Benedict. Jamar, go ahead. Head down. Pressure on the ball.
Relax, just match up. Now we squeeze, Jamar. Relax now, Jamar.
No fouls, no turn. No fouls, no turn.
All you got to do is stand him up. Easy, Jamar.
Be clean. Leave it.
Don't worry.
Behind.
Well done, Jay.
Shape. Preston, Hojin, shape.
Shape now. Go ahead. Hey, Hojin. You can hold that. You're good. You don't have to rush
Ball's
back.
in. Ball's in.
Tony, stay, Tony.
Put some pressure on that ball.
No, you don't have
Go ahead, Jamar. Put his head down. Go ahead, Jamar.
Come on, Jamar.
Marco.
No foul.
That's all right. Back we go.
Well done, Ricketts.
Tony.
Step up, Benedict.
Tony.
Step up.
Reese.
Yep. Tell Tony he needs to stay higher and split. He doesn't need to
Let's
drop
get,
back
hey,
and chase.
Reese. Let's get it in the mixer. Get it in the mixer. Preston, you can go. Preston, go. Marco, June. Preston. June, stay. Marco, stay. Reese, after you take it, you stay, okay? Preston. Last couple seconds. June. Not the keeper's hands. Give us a chance. Now get to the middle. Middle of the box. Get home! Sheep! Coach in, Preston! Ball's in! Stay on your feet. Stay up, Jamar. Stay up, Jamar. Let's go to goal. Go to goal! No foul. No foul. No foul. No foul. No foul. No foul. Good.
That's us.
Good.
Well done, fellas.
Marco. Marco. Look at Tony. Listen. Get home. Get home.
Ball's in.
No fouls. No fouls. Let's be smart. Pressure on the ball. Matchups.
Tony, split.
Good. Ray Armstrong. Well done, wee man. Hey, let's go. Lock him in. Lock him in. Be smart here. Be smart.
Pony up. Run for the next goal, boys.
All right. Go ahead. Keep going, Kyle. Come on, Tony. Come on, Tony.
Come on, Tony.
Good, Jamar. Go forward.
All right, we welcome you back. Well, you've been hanging out with us through some technical difficulties. YouTube got confused. We do not know what happened, why the feeds were switching. But at this one, should be good to go.
Should be last chance, right?
Seems like we're having more difficulty with the game down in Princeton.
That's all. That's all.
And speaking of down, a St. Benedict's prep player is down. It's 3-0 here, by the way. We'll get you the goal scores in a moment. Jamar Ricketts is a little slow to get up for St. Benedict's prep. So a set piece here for Armstrong, who scored a goal for the Gray Bees.
Preston, nothing beyond the second one, right? Hey, Semi. Last stroke, get there.
Here's a shot, and that save is made by Ponce de Leon. It is off the side of the net now. We're going to get the goal scores for you in a moment. I know you're wondering who did score. Armstrong scored the first, and we're waiting on confirmation on the score of the second as the half comes to an end. And we're going to run through some replays of the first half, and we can show you some of the things that happened. 3-0 to score. As this was the red card early on. Came out. It was a little tough to see what actually happened. It was, I believe, the first goal of the game. No, this was just a great chance for St. Benedict's. Another good chance for the Gray Bees on the near side. And then here was the goal by Armstrong. There's Chow Chavez, who got to the far side. Pennington, you can see, using both sides of the field. And then Armstrong got inside position, was able to score. There's a great save by Ponce de Leon. And then here are the last couple of goals. That was Peter Yarrow from Tony Yeboah. And then here's the final goal of the first half. Off the corner kick, Jamar Ricketts put it home on the head ball. I think they called it a goal before it got to the man on the far post. So Jamar Ricketts, Peter Yarrow, and Reese Armstrong, the goal scorers. Hunjin's son, Tony Yeboah, and Reese Armstrong with the assists. So good half for St. Benedict's. Again, a tough pill to swallow if you're the Pennington Red Raiders playing with 10 men. And we will take a step aside. We'll come back for the second half of play. 3-0 St. Benedict's Prep leads Pennington here in the Prep Championship. right, back we come. Second half of play. It's 3-0 in favor of St. Benedict's Prep.
Find one. 10, Marco.
Bueno, Marco. Good, good.
Liam! Liam!
Pennington still playing with 10 men. The early red card.
Second one, Reese.
All right, we're back. Hey, well done, Prep.
No fouls.
All right, so we've got some more unofficial time on your screen. Obviously, we just started the clock here, so we're a few minutes behind.
Get to the 11.
Come on, Tony, Tony.
That being said, we are early on in the second half.
Find your marks. Preston, talk.
You good there, Tony? You good? Tony! Jimmy, this is on every time.
Tony, higher. Tony, higher. Tony, higher. Up here, Tony. Up here. Last man. Tony, they have 3 in the back against the 3 of you.
Here's Young playing it
Go.
all the way forward for St. Benedict's. He was looking the way of Israel Neto.
Ball's in.
Go on, Zeb. Step on it, Tony.
This is Chao Chavez, and that ball did sneak through. Another goal for St. Benedict's Prep. And the Gray Bees lead 4-0. We get another look here. Wow, a volley there at the near post. Tiago Quintanilla, who just missed one that looked like that earlier on. And this one he converts for St. Benedict's 4th goal of the game.
Well done, Cal. Preston, let's go.
Cal. Go, Benedict. Back to work. Next one. Hey, be ready. Game's next goal. Come on. Silva, ready?
Come on, Tony. Come on, Tony.
Another steal for St. Benedict's. It's Israel Neto who has it. Gray Bees looking to pour it on. Neto for Quintanilla, who is hanging out at the top of the 6. Deflected away for a St. Benedict's corner. Simon Rosenwasser here with you on the Play-by-Play Sports Network. We're happy you're with us. And on the right link. Man, YouTube giving us a lot of issues, isn't it?
Get to the inside spot. Over the top.
Well, we appreciate your patience as the head gets on to Cage from Jung, and then he sprints back on defense. Ponce de Leon has it for Pennington. Will restart with a roll.
Together.
I guess when you get 3 streams going on at the same time, YouTube can get confused.
Well done, Tone. Well done.
Usually they've been pretty good as a couple bodies hit the deck at midfield. It's been obviously a good host for us for our streaming services, but every now and then you get technological kinks that you really just don't have any control of, so we do apologize. And we'll do our best here.
Hey, I knew you were there for
As Owosu, one of the assistant coaches for St. Benedict's Prep, with some quick hands
Open windows.
to protect
Open
some of
windows.
our equipment. 4-0. Shout out
Man,
to
come in.
Owosu for helping get our camera set earlier on.
Play off him, Demi.
Boys, close that gap. High man drop. High man drop.
Demi, you go initiate that area.
To the corner it goes. And a deflection off of Pennington all the way to the other side of the 18. It'll come out for a 6. Substitution for Pennington. As one of the Red Raiders set to check in.
Get over, June. June, over.
Noah
Open up
Kuistra
your hips, son.
on the sideline waiting to enter back into the game.
His touch.
Broccolini has it.
Who's next? Who's next? No
And now
foul.
Jamie Perez does.
Good, very good. Head down, goal side, Zem.
Stas Korzanowski for
Excellent.
Pennington
Come on, Tony,
plays
come on.
square.
No
And
turn.
now Liam Goldstein for Jamie Perez. It's Diop. Can he get there? No. Silva, without a hesitation, comes out and cuts it off. Nicely done by the goaltender for St. Benedict's Prep. Keep it 4-0 and keep his clean sheet alive. Now the Gray Bees with numbers. Quintanilla got it in the middle and then a blast over the cage as Zemi Rodriguez pulled the trigger and over the crossbar.
June. June, Preston. Too casual there, right?
Tony Yaboa
Right here. That's from them.
assisted on one. He's in there for St. Benedict's Prep, but the substitution as Broccolini comes out. As Perez loses the ball to Zemi Rodriguez.
Thiago, wait, Thiago.
One each here. Talk. Coach in, Marco. Make sure we're sorted. Cover, Preston.
Restart here for Pennington. Lucas Gessner got it to the penalty spot and was headed away.
What's going, Tony?
Liam Goldstein slides it across. Ian Albuquerque, and they'll play trail all the way back to Ponce de Leon, who will one-touch it and blast it past midfield in the direction of Korzanowski.
Tony, good, Tony, good.
Now on the attack, it's St. Benedict's with Israel Neto. Cut off. Wow, they're going to call a foul there. That's a pretty weak one. Jamie Perez, the guilty party. So set piece for St. Benedict's Prep. And Neto will line this up. Or at least someone on St. Benedict's Prep does. It is Neto who's behind the ball. Stepping up, the free kick going to go over the crossbar.
Up.
And out.
Neto. Good shot.
Noah.
Neto. Noah. Come on, man.
Substitution for Pennington. In comes Elliot Overheiser.
If our guy isn't off the field yet, Jesus.
Thiago.
We'll have another restart for the Red Raiders from the 6. Down 4-0 in the Prep A championship.
Don't let him out here. Don't let him out.
Armstrong weaving through to get some open field. And slid across the back. All the way back to Silva, the goaltender. And he Skies it high to the midfield. Armstrong touches it to the far side.
Tony, that's your man there, you see?
Louis Paul going in the direction of Mansour Diop.
Go ahead, keep going, keep going.
I believe Diop's brother, Ibrahima, played for the Pennington Red Raiders and was a huge part in the win for Pennington against St. Benedict's Prep in that championship.
Yeah, June.
No battle right in front of us.
Jaime, settle. Jaime, down and play.
Unjun's son playing defense for St. Benedict's. Trying to force his way through is Louis Paul. And now Mason Brown was running up. And St. Benedict's with it. A shot off the crossbar. Wow. From Zemi Rodriguez. He almost had a bullet into the upper 90. Whoa. What a strike. Another foul. This one on Gouye. Another set piece coming. We're about 15 minutes into the second half. Again, Pennington still playing with 10 men. Ronan Karp coming into the game for Pennington. And Peter Yarrow set the check in for St. Benedict's. Free kick from about 35 out. The ball comes right back to Rodriguez. And now Zemi slides it far side to Neto. Chao Chavez winning it. And this shot from a bad angle from Tony Yeboah. Fended away by Ponce de Leon, another corner.
Luis! 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 Defend, get back and defend that kid. Luis!
So substitution is in as Yarrow comes in. And he replaces Thiago Quintanilla. And a corner kick here for St. Benedict's Prep. Rodriguez got it on Ponce de Leon, who steered it aside. Chao Chavez for Yeboah. And now Rodriguez turned around, his shot is blocked. Still loose and blasted over the goal. Another Ponce de Leon rollout. And a foul here on the near side as Gouye had it. Might have a substitution for Pennington. Not sure if they're allowed to sub on a restart in the field of play. Gouye ran over the ball, and St. Benedict's Prep headed the other way. Good effort there from Ian Albuquerque. Now it's Gian. Okuistra.
Sup! 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 No, offside, not goal. Oh, thank you. Finally get an offside.
Call is offside, so Pennington has the ball. And back to Ponce de Leon. St. Benedict's Prep keeps the pressure in the attacking zone. And they want to throw. And now it's Sun. Back to Zemi Rodriguez. Zemi with a little stutter, then he lost it. Good defense there from Jamie Perez. Armstrong. Towards the top of the 18. Direction of Rodriguez. And now Sun got it on ahead right at the penalty spot. It was Tony Yeboah who was there. He steered it wide. And here come the substitutes on for Pennington. In is number 20, Aiden Normand.
Quick, come on, quick, come on.
Midfielder and forward. And a junior for the Red Raiders. And also Louis Paul back into the game for Pennington.
Straight up, Benedict, hands down. Check your ball. Hey. Go to work. Who's next? Come on, Steph. Get goal side. Get goal side. Runners!
There's a shot and a goal. Gorgeous from Pennington. As the recently checked in Louis Paul puts it home. What a finish.
Come on, man.
And the Red Raiders on the board and playing with some good pride here.
Stay there for now. Hey.
Here's another look at how this happened. They had their man Korzanowski up the side, and then just a one-on-one win with Louis Paul. Beautifully done.
Who's next? Come on, guys, come on.
And Pennington on the board.
Hey, Preston, hold it. We got to make sure we're more organized. That's unacceptable. June, narrow, drop. Come on. Don't get casual. Hey, come on, Luis, get up. You ain't getting it.
Possession for St. Benedict's.
Keep your head.
Preston Rushmore in the game for the Gray Bees, and now it's Sun.
Stop diving in, boys. Stop diving in.
For Marco Chavez, another switch of the field for the Gray Bees.
Okay? Be disciplined.
And now
when you defend.
Armstrong
Stop diving in.
scored the first goal of the game. Now Zemi Rodriguez. For Peter Yarrow. Yarrow deflected it, and then another glorious chance, this time for Yeboah. Excuse me, Jamal Ricketts had a chance to put it home. Ricketts scored a goal as well for St. Benedict's Prep. As we're about 23 minutes in to this
Hey, Preston, there's still
second
20
half.
minutes left. Come on, we got to play. Rest. Keep talking. George, stay in it.
Okay. All right. So you move. You know what? Do what you do. We're down. Okay? Do your best.
Keep it moving. Man up.
On the move, Pennington.
George.
Back with George Silva, the goaltender for St. Benedict's Prep.
Yeah.
And the lefty boots it for Chow Chavez right over midfield.
We're losing the midfield battle now.
Here comes a substitution for Pennington. Jamie Perez comes back into the game. And he will replace Aiden Normand. Temperature dropping here in Newark as this game has gone on. Pretty cold cold day regardless. The high was 55. Dipping probably into the 40s at this point.
Keep going. Keep going.
Guys on the field don't care. The Gray Bees had another chance. Tony Uboa.
Keep moving the ball. Hey, discipline. Play the game the right way. Move the ball.
Work by Lucas Gessner.
Sorting, George.
Pennington, another throw for St. Benedict's. Way on the far side. Now it's Korzanowski. Good work defensively. Cleared it up the side, but Jung was right there for the Gray Bees, who got a switch of the field. Preston Rushmore now with it. And now Sun. Physical play from Lewis Ball, but battle won by Sun there. Along the ground, the ball was played by Pennington. St. Benedict's Prep trying to get the cross in, and it deflects off of a head and out of bounds.
Semi 17. Hey, full 80 minutes the right way, right? Hey, up. Hey. Hurry. Now you sit still.
Good ball movement from St. Benedict's Prep.
Slide back. Come on, Stash. Help us.
It's Sun who slides it for Zemi Rodriguez. Back to Sun. He's got a shooting lane and he winds up and blasts, but it is deflected. At the Gray Bees. Oh, great save, Ponce de Leon, but the rebound is in for a goal. St. Benedict's Prep scores yet again. It is 5-1, and it's Jamar Ricketts.
Tell him to go forward in the back. Tell him to play center back. Push Elliott wide. Tell him. Ian! Forward. Ian! Forward. Hey.
Here's a look. Ricketts with the shot, and he got his own miss and put it home. Jamar Ricketts with goal number 2 for him
Hey, Monty.
Marco.
here in this Prep Championship.
Semi.
Monty and Luis. Go up, two up top. Two up top. You and Monty up top. Stash. Stash, play the 10.
Play on, boys. Play on. Keep going.
Good news for Pennington, their girls team winning in the Prep A Championship game 2-0. And St. Benedict's Prep back on the attack. Big battle in the corner there, and the referee's just going to call a 6. As Elliot Overheiser, the defenseman, and the sophomore did good work there for the Red Raiders. 2-0, by the way, is the score in the game between Pennington and Lawrenceville, the Prep A Championship.
Hey,
Lucas Gessner into the middle. And a long ball played in the direction of Louis. And now Dia. Mansour Dia gets in middle, but no one's on the other end. And Chao Chavez is there.
Man, come in.
A long ball towards the middle, the direction of Armstrong of St. Benedict's Prep. There's Gouye, went to his feet, lost his balance. And last touch by him, St. Benedict's Prep will have a throw. 5-1 the score. About 20 minutes left as this ball will come.
Come on, Joel. Joel.
Out of bounds right to us. And here are the Red Raiders playing with some good pride. Took a big shot early on in this game with their man getting called for the red card. It was Babacar Niang who was called for elbowing and had an immediate red card drawn from the referee, which changed the complexion of the game from the start. Red Raiders hung tough for a while, and then when it rained, it poured for St. Benedict's Prep, with 3 goals in the first half and adding another couple of goals on here in half number 2. And Louis goes down. Louis Paul, that is. Louis Paul, the only goal scorer for Pennington. A gorgeous one, though. Quality soccer here, and these guys will be playing soccer for a long, long time. Here's a breakaway, and it's going to not get in. Ponce de Leon did just enough. He comes up hobbling. He's had a pretty good game considering the cards have been stacked against him in this one. And now a foul will come against Pennington. And Ponce de Leon's had a couple of really, really good-looking saves. St. Benedict's Prep has just peppered him.
Stay up high.
Yes.
So here's Armstrong lining up the set piece. Deflected by Gessner, and he clears it away.
Go, Monty. Go, Monty.
Gouye checking back on the ball. And Gouye winning the ball. Little loose touch there. And St. Benedict's Prep back on possession. Joel Quieras. And now this ball will come back to Quieros, who shoots and curves it around the post and out of bounds for a 6. Substitution for St. Benedict's Prep. Here comes Demi Amagoon into the game for the Gray Bees. And Marco Chavez will take a ball is going to go just wide. All right, we got our main cam back.
You need one?
Andres,
And linking in with Coach Cam. So, again, at the behest of the camera's operation and function. been pretty good, hasn't it? We're about 35 minutes into the second half. 5-1 score. St. Benedict's Prep controlling play. As Quieros loses the ball. Korzanowski won it and then gave it away. Turnover for Ricketts, looking for his third goal, and he may have had it. That ball goes over the crossbar and out of bounds. Ricketts, man, that was almost a goal for him and almost an assist for him at the same time.
Lucas! Rafa! Rafa, no!
Are you all right? Yes or no?
He's good, he waved me off.
All right.
So we're back in play. As Gouye flicks it over his head. And João Chavez battles with him. It's Gouye who lost it again, does manage to get a trail, and then the ball sent forward where Sun was there for St. Benedict's Prep. Louis Paul double teamed, still working as he hits the deck. And won by the Gray Bees and the recently checked in Demi Amagoon. Ricketts was sprinting to try to receive that through ball. And now it's Gouye. Korzanowski.
I will allow you to chase.
Pose, Joel, here. Take a pose.
Go. Where you going in for?
Right shoulder.
And now Gouye. Louis Paul, good run for Pennington. Flipping it in the direction of Korzanowski. And the attack breaks down. Amagoon. Now Matt Leong. And now Sun. Quieros. Got it for Damagoon. Well, did get a shot off, but covered by Ponce de Leon. And now it's Ricketts. Daniel Cook comes in. So does Guilherme Busado for St. Benedict's Prep. And a lot of cheering from the St. Benedict's Prep faithful on the far side of the field. They've been loud and have provided good energy throughout for the Gray Bees. And they were chanting for somebody to come into the game. They may have got their man. And Daniel Cook. Jesus Vega also coming in for St. Benedict's Prep. Here's Sun. And now Leon. Long ball into the far corner. Daniel Cook. That ball went out of bounds. The referee's flag was up. The center judge does look over at the near sideline, and the flag is up. So it'll be a 6 for Pennington. As we continue to move along here in the second half, the temperature continues to drop. Lofted ball. And Busado was on the other side of it. A corner kick for St. Benedict's. Here come the substitutions for the Gray Bees. Vega in, as well as Skylar Kunha. Sun takes a seat. Gets some love from his coaches. And so does Preston Rushmore. And on the corner kick, the ball will go over the crossbar. Here comes another Pennington substitution as George Burdett comes into the game.
Straight up, Benedict, straight up here.
And Elliot Overheiser comes to the near sideline.
Last couple, let's put it down and play. Come on, Debbie, go find yourself one, son. Keep working hard. Come on, Benedict, 80 minutes, come on.
Won by Paul, Louis Paul with Diop. Diop got it back to Paul. Now he's going for Gouye in the far corner. And Gouye got there, those three. Gouye, Paul, and Diop all working really hard in this game. And that's the case for every St. Benedict's Prep Grade B.
Louis, let's go.
As we will have a couple of substitutions. For Pennington at the next stoppage.
Let's go. Stop. Come on, Vega. Get in, Vega. Get in. Okay. Come on. Get out. Get out. Get out.
Hierros on the attack. Ponce de Leon comes out of cage, well out of the 18, and he clears it forward. And Chao Chavez plays it out of bounds. Here come the substitutions, including a goalkeeper change. Trey Dusek will replace the Ponce de Leon. So Rafa Ponce de Leon, who had a really nice game, even though he gave up 5. Again, playing with 10 men. It looks like Ponce de Leon's a little shaken up as well. But he did play well in this game. Again, 5 goals might not indicate that, but your team's down a man, and St. Benedict's Prep has the offensive firepower that they do. Really not much you can do. He made a lot of really nice saves and was in position for most of them. Direction of Diop. And Chao Chavez. Wow, well done by Chao Chavez to win it in the midfield and then get through a couple of guys using his head and using his shoulder to play it into open green. Ball skills just top level for St. Benedict's Prep. Now it's Daniel Cook working towards the penalty spot. Back on Daniel Cook's feet. He stole it, and then the save is made by Dusek. And no rebound. Immediately into the game, and he does well with that one and puts the punt right on the feet of Mansour Diop. Now Louis Paul, nice back heel. He found Gouye, who played it middle, and then there's nothing there. Louis Paul looking for a foul, but referee's whistle silent. Cunha. Left here for Vega. Jimmy Wandling, the head coach for St. Benedict's Prep, just dumped out the Gatorade. That is funny. He dumped out the Gatorade in anticipation of his team dumping it on him after the game in this cold weather. He dumps out both Gatorade bottles. That is funny. So no Gatorade shower. Let's see if the team figures out a way to maybe shower them with some water bottles, whatever they can find, as St. Benedict's Prep will get crowned Prep A champions. But Jimmy Wandling has made sure that he will not be drenched here in this, well, 45-degree and dipping weather. And right here where we broadcast from and where the two teams stand is probably the coldest that it is all over the field, because we've got the river right at our back, and that wind is howling right from our back. Possession for St. Benedict's Prep. Quieros. And that's it. St. Benedict's Prep has won the Prep A championship yet again. A 5-1 final as the Gray Bees are victorious here in Newark. So congratulations to Jimmy Wandling and the St. Benedict's Prep Gray Bees, and a disappointing day for the Pennington Red Raiders boys soccer team. Again, their girls were winning last we checked, and you probably know better than us that there's Jimmy Wandling, the head coach for St. Benedict's Prep, who once again leads his team to a Prep State championship and a hard-fought battle. And the Gray Bees are Prep champions here in 2019. So we thank you for joining us here on the Play-by-Play Sports Network. Simon Rosenwasser saying so long. 5-1 final. St. Benedict's Prep defeats the Pennington Red Raiders. And that'll do it for our fall prep season coverage. Our final broadcast of the fall will be tomorrow, football between Petty and Blair. We hope you join us for that. If not, so long. And so the final 5-1, St. Benedict's Prep defeats Pennington. We'll see you next time here on the Play-by-Play Sports Network.